The lower timing chain install is super simple when you don't have the balance shafts on this engine. The crank sensor reluctor wheel goes first, then the crank sprocket, then the tensioners. There's one simple mark on the bottom of the timing chain sprocket, and there's a color on the chain. Once the timing cover is on, you cannot see the marks for the timing chain, so the repair manual says to put a zip tie on here. So I made a big mistake here. You should put the sprocket on there and then zip tie it, because later on when the head's on there, it gets a little difficult. If you're an old school mechanic, you maybe worked on a 22RE. It's kind of the same structure, but this is completely new to me. So after the timing chain cover is on, we now put the oil pickup tube. So I use orange Loctite on almost every single bolt I put on. It's just an extra layer of security. I have cleaned this oil pan like 2 times and a pressure washer, and I still miss some old RTV. So that little bit of RTV you see right there would cause this oil pan to leak, which would mean I'd have to take the differential out of the car to remove the oil pan. So make sure you're super clean and double, triple checking everything. Before the oil pan goes on, do not forget the oil pickup tube. So I showed that first. Do not forget that. It would be a really good idea to have a nice little chart, flow chart of what you're supposed to do and what's next. Once again, we have some RTV, and it calls for a little bit of a thicker area on the driver's side. So one interesting note, in the D&J kit, it does come with a cork gasket. So if you are familiar, which one is better, RTV or a cork gasket? Installing the crankshaft, well, we can't verify that our timing chain is in the right orientation until the cylinder head's on. While my janitor hat was basically on, you want to do a whole bunch of prep work and clean work depending on if you're working on someone's car or it's your project car baby.